Day 140. Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Blueprints. My goal today is to try to get the boiler room so we can turn on the remote steam power and open the door that we found in the tunnel last time. I have a couple of other little side goals, but let's just start by focusing on that one. Each time you draft an upgraded floor plan, increase your lockpicking skills. I like permanent increases. Okay, well I found the boiler room. I also got the Chamber of Mirrors already, which is kind of interesting. Let's focus on what's most important. Okay, remote power is going to the steam unit. I forgot about blue rooms on the 8th rank until just now. Let's look for a blue memo in the pool. I wonder if it can be under the water. That's a concern. Let's see. There aren't a lot of places for a memo to be hidden in this room, it feels like. Yeah, so let's imagine it might be under the water and I might need a pump to find it. Oh, there it is. It's stuck on the ceiling. There is only one location in the estate where every room in the drafting pool can be drafted. Really? It's the grounds. Because conservatory can only be drafted in a corner, and none of the four-way rooms can be drafted in a corner. And therefore, inside the house, there is no location that can draft every room. Therefore, it's referring to the grounds, and it's referring to the blessing of the monk. And I have to waste some steps now to go back to the nook, because I forgot to look for the memo in here. Ah, here it is. Let me see if I can find my cursor. That's it, right? That is surely it. There we go. The rook can perform a special move with another piece. This is referring to castling in chess. And it's talking about a rook because there's a rook right there. That is a true statement. Does that mean something about the castle clue that I haven't worked on yet involved swapping the rook and the king? Possibly? I'm gonna have to think about that one. It's been a little while since I've seen and drafted Treasure Trove. Let's see, even though it'll cost me a key. Last time it said I'd found the final memo. The next 4 boxes marked with a moon shape contain false statements. But maybe that was a lie. Alright, I guess I'll grab the money while I'm here. Rotunda is a blue room. Let's see what happens to it at the 8th rank. If I were going to hide a blue memo in here, I would stick it right here. There are 4 different methods to rotate rooms. There's the rotunda, there's the dovecote, there is the blessing of the dancer from the shrine, and I cannot immediately think of the 4th, and so that could be interesting. Alright, we'll have to think about that one. And then it would be lovely to get another blue room over here. So let's see if we can swing that. None of these are, so I think I will... Oh no, the bedroom. No, it's a purple. I will spend an observatory star. Study and den. I didn't find it in the den last time. Study, I think, is done. Let me double check. Yeah, I've already done study, and den I'm super curious about. So we're going to go back to den. Going to take my gem. And I'm going to look harder, and I'm going to find this blue memo card. I see it. It's right here. The sin associated with this room is often associated with one's use of time. Sloth? Am I supposed to stay here for a long amount of time and something will happen? So just for the record, I pulled back up the sins as they are depicted in the art in the gallery. Hubris, envy, lust, wrath, gluttony, sloth, avarice. Sloth would definitely be the one that applies to the use of your time. So I imagine you should either call it a day in this room or like just spend n hours languishing in this room and something will happen. I'm going to choose to not do it right now due to my own constraints. But I have added it to my notes as something to return to. In the meantime, this is a good place to throw down one of these rooms. Ivory dice. And I've been continuing to try to look at the faces on them. Like there's a face with like a oval and 4 thingies coming out of it here. There's like 2 slashes here. There's like the house here with like little like toothpicks on the roof or some kind of plug maybe or something. And on this side it kind of looks like a circle with like a pattern embedded in the middle of it or something. But I really haven't gotten a good look yet. I've improved my lockpicking skill like 8 times already. Thanks to the Chamber of Mirrors, I've redrafted a number of rooms. But I'm running out of food. And I'm going to need steps. I need to draft the dining room, and that actually might be hard to do at this point. Hey, I spent a redraw, and I got the dining room. That is pretty great. I really needed that. Let's have some lunch. Oh my goodness, that lunch was so delicious. Let's have a dinner to go with it. Hooray. I've still failed to pick a number of locks, despite the fact that I've already succeeded like 11 times with my witch doodle. Alright, I want to get some more lockpicking skills, so I will re-roll and try to get something better. Did I just get the weight room again? That's not what I wanted. I will spend an observatory star. See if I can get luckier. Another bedroom will actually help me a lot with steps, which is a problem I currently have. I have a sleeping mask now. So there's the step help. Library. I could get something off the edge, sure. Also, I checked out a book and I have a magnifying glass. I don't think I ever went over this book necessarily, entirely thoroughly, with the magnifying glass. So I wanted to check it out. Alright, well nothing new is uncovered there. Alright, well I filled out as much inside the house as I can, and I successfully triggered my experiment 13 times. So that should have increased my lockpicking skill a fair bit, one would imagine. I actually made it through that run without a key card or a shovel. Things still went okay. It was a little bit scary. Let's go ahead and break these guys open for funsies. I will take that. The dice. Looks like I got another look at another face of a die there. Might be interesting to try to blow up. Okay, so now let's go out to the tunnel since we've turned on the steam power. Also, make a wish. So down here, over here, this is on. I need the burning glass to light torches. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Will this stay on every day? In my experience, it does not. But now at least I have witnessed that this is what I need next. And there's no way for me to get this without actually getting, like, burning glass. I do have a magnifying glass, which I guess I could save in the coat check after I go... Well, I'd want to save the crown still, I think. And I could always get an ignition source just by buying it in the armory on a future day. And I'm not sure if boiler power keeps going the next day if I haven't changed anything. So maybe I should head back downstairs at the start of the day in order to find that out. And if that's the case, if I'm not drafting the coat check from the outer room, is there anything else good that I could draft from the outer room? So there's my coat check with the crown. Tools. I don't think there could be anything that's going to give me the tools that I need. Is there any other outdoor room that would really help me right now? Well, I think my blessing might have worn off, so maybe I should get the shrine again and get the blessing. I'm curious how many microsieverts there are in the house. Not that it matters, but I just want to see the numbers go off the chart in the shelter if I can. Yeah, I don't think any of this actually matters. So this will be fun for me. We go down here and talk to the computer. Radiation monitor. Take a measurement. 39. Emergency protocol initiated. High levels of radiation. All doors unlocked. Safety protocol. Okay, so it was just very high. I think that's all I really needed to know. That was fun. Okay, well, I'll go call it a day in the break room. And we'll immediately start the next one and see if that boiler door stayed open. And if so, then I just need to get an ignition source. Okay, calling it a day. There's my perplexing inn. Let's continue. No, the boiler state does not stay, so I need to get the boiler room and the ability to set things on fire. Alright, well, I'm glad I came down here and checked first. Well, the tool shed has given me a leg up. I've already got the glass half of the burning glass. So either I can get a metal detector and a workshop, or I can find the armory and purchase the ignition torch. Hey, here's the armory. Okay, so that solves one of my problems. We'll buy this for the star. We will buy this to be able to set things on fire. And we'll buy this for some added protection during the run. It's nice having a big allowance. Okay, here's an opportunity to find the blue memo in the observatory. So I'll happily take that. First, I'll take my bonuses. Thank you. Here's a sail. Here's some keys and diamonds. Everything's coming up Millhouse. If I were hiding a memo in here, probably be upstairs, I'm guessing. It could even be inside, like where we got the planetarium thing. I sure hope it's not, because that would be a real pain in the neck. But it could be inside the telescope, so let's be wary of that possibility. But I'm going to look elsewhere first. Ah, there it is. Can I reach it from here? Yes. The largest planet in the night sky is named after the Paragon of Ash. The largest planet is named Vea, just like the Top Hat Duster Angel, and so that's apparently the Paragon of Ash. Alright, we have a chance to find a new blue memo in the conference room. So let's check it out. If I were hiding a memo in here, probably put it on the desk somewhere. Maybe? Yeah, I see it. It is sticking out right here. Red memos were created by Kirk Darren and approved by the Baron, and questionably served as the estate's primary security system. So I guess a type of security through obscurity by leaving lies all around, like the false safe code? Okay, fair enough. Hey, I got the courtyard and I got a metal detector. And I've already got my workshop, so I will be able to construct my burning glass. So all I need to do is successfully draft the boiler room somewhere. And we should be good to go. I've got the lab on the 8th rank now. So if I were hiding a blue memo in here, there are many potential hiding spots in this room. I imagine it would be among a clutter of other papers and things. But, which suggests that other wall. But it could also be over here. There's a lot of clutter over here where it would hide pretty well. Oh, and there's filing cabinets in the lab. Okay, so security and the lab have filing cabinets. I might need to know that at some point. This is the blue note that's always been there. So, on this wall, if I were hiding a blue note, could I hide it somewhere where it's barely sticking out? Maybe? Well, also, before I forget about it, I might as well run an experiment. I'll do if I spend 2 or more gems, increase my lockpicking skills. Hopefully we'll get a few of those yet. But now, where is that memo? I should note, by the way, that the game has done an excellent job making me curious for bits, little scraps of extra lore, that it's made me willing to do the pixel hunting game that I'm doing now. Basically trying to find, in this 3D space, somewhere to point my mouse so that something will light up, which is not something I would usually enjoy, but now I'm extremely motivated. I wonder if I can, like, peer into a microscope and there's a tiny blue one. Is there another microscope on a table somewhere? There is. Trying to see if I could peer into the eyepiece. That would be a clever place to hide it. Oh, and I think this might be it. Hold on. It looks like there was something blue right there. Or blue down here. Rats. I thought that was going to be it. Well, in the locker room, I did have to have a key to access the memo. So it is possible that there might be a tool that I need. Like maybe if you have the magnifying glass, you can look through the microscope or something. And I've only glanced at half the numbers, but I don't think the periodic table has changed here. So it's not like they changed the message to tell me some other levers to pull in order to make the card appear. Ah, is this it? Yep. Cinca Inc., founded in 1933, has 2 facilities, Cinca Labs in Reddington and Cinca Court, a 16-story facility located in downtown Oris, featuring 8 floors above ground and 8 floors below ground. How is that going to be relevant to me? Well, I'm not sure, but now I have the information. So let's move on. I could still draft another blue room over here. Oh, look, I failed the lockpick again. The pool we've already done. The pantry I have not. It's going to cut down a little bit my boiler chances. But I think I'll go ahead and take the pantry. And we'll discover another memo together. First off, let's get the beeping to go away. So if I were a blue note in the pantry, I feel like I would stand out very easily. So I don't think this one is going to be difficult. Now let's see if I end up having to eat those words or not. All right, well, not immediately obvious. Over by the paintings on the walls. Or behind the door. There aren't any interactables that I'm aware of. Ah, there it is, inside the paper towel roll. There is a letter missing. That was a quote by Alzara about the 8th red envelope, but also referring to the paintings that came in pairs throughout the whole manor. And so that is a true statement, I suppose. So it's telling me don't bother looking for the 8th red envelope because you're never going to find it. Showroom will trigger my experiment effect. And I wouldn't mind having some of these things, I imagine. Foyer will also trigger my experiment. So I'll go ahead and take it too. Rotunda will trigger it and be useful to me. Hey, here's the boiler room. And I do have the opportunity to rotate it. But it's pretty friendly to me right now because it goes into the foundation. So I guess we'll just take it like this. Okay, and it is already in this powered state, so it just needs to exist in order for that power to come around. And I've already got my ignition source with the self-igniting torch. So it might be a good time to go ahead and bounce. So back to the tunnel. This door will automatically open. These can be ignited with my ignitey torch. Just glancing around to make sure there's nothing non-obvious here. And now I need to get the microchips. Okay, that's fine. I can take them out. They're currently sitting in the grotto, I believe. So there's a third use for the microchips. Makes sense. It's using basically every type of door opening mechanism that we have seen thus far. So are there any other types of door opening mechanisms I have seen that we have not used down there yet? I'm not immediately coming up with any. So let's hope this is the last one. So if I remove the microchips, it seems like the grotto does shut back down. That's fine. Okay. It's kind of silly, but it's also kind of fun that they make things so ridiculous and grandiose. But it's pretty appropriate if the payoff is what I think it's going to be, which would be Castle Arindia. So here goes nothing. Insert microchip. Insert microchip. Insert microchip. And now we witness a doorway. It does not marked by a rogue moon, but it's got some music going on down here. And it does appear to be a door that has no lock. So what do I suppose I do to open this door? Is this going to be our new outstanding mystery? Feels like it probably is. Can I come up with any clever incantations right now? I mean, I don't even have an interaction prompt. And so I could imagine something like pulling all 4 of the antechamber levers might do it, but I have a feeling that there will be a hint given somewhere eventually. This door is going to be the big pain in the neck. My boiler room, I think I adjusted its rarity using the gear wrench during the 10 days that I played off camera recently, so it's not as common. So I might have to try to readjust its probability of appearing in order to ensure I can get back down there. But I think we're going to have to explore other avenues of having the estate tell me what it is that I need to do. It could be that I need to be wearing the crown, and the crown is still sitting in coat check. That's not unreasonable as an assumption, and I still have more rooms I can draft. So maybe I'll head back into the mansion and try to draft the rest of my rooms and see if that might be a thing. Also, here's the workshop I totally didn't need because I didn't need to combine the metal detector and the magnifying glass. Just occurred to me, since I, immediately after drafting the workshop, managed to draft this thing. The dowsing rod, it just occurred to me, is something... what is still beeping with the metal detector here? Did I miss a key? I did. I just picked up the compass, which made me think of it. The dowsing rod is something that I've never really used for anything. So I think on the way back out, I'll try to go through the workshop, because I might have the ingredients to make that guy. We could bring it along as well. Hey, there's my coat check, and I think it's the only thing I could otherwise want. So, not responsible for lost items, but they did manage to hold on to the crown of blueprints. And so I've got the crown. I'll go back and go back the correct way and make the thing in the workshop if I can. So yeah, compass plus shovel is dowsing rod, which is kind of a ridiculous item that I made once and didn't seem very useful at all. So if it was ever going to be useful, it feels like maybe now is the time. And I made a power hammer as well, because why not? Alright, crazy door. I'm wearing a crown. I have a dowsing rod. Do you care about any of these things? You do not seem to care about any of these things. Can I imagine anything else to do here? I could try go pulling like the top lever or something. I really doubt it though. And I'll be able to come back here pretty easily most any day, I think. So I think I will start working on some other mysteries in the game, and this will be a thing that we return to when the game kind of steers me back in this direction. If I do manage to have a day where I pull all 4 levers, that would also motivate me to come back here and check. Just because it costs me nothing, I have another room that I can draft. The throne room, I could also imagine being important for some reason for the ending I'm trying to go for. So I'm going to spend all of my redraws and just see if I can get the throne room. And if I can, I'll walk in there. And if not, I'll pick some other room in case there's any other useful effects that we could have. But I've only got 2 rerolls left. And I don't think I'm seeing it. Alright. But I will once again call it a day. And I will say that I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day. And I will see you again soon with more blueprints. But for now, bye-bye. Baronial Inn. I don't think we've ever seen that one.